Thanks for logging on to FilterCoolers.com, your source for point-of-use filtration coolers. There's a wide variety of filtration coolers on the site, but I want to talk about just some brief types of coolers or collections of coolers, if you will. The water coolers are either provided with external filtration or internal filtration. You can purchase any of these filters often without filters. You can purchase the unit with a dually pack, which is basically a two-stage type filter, or you can purchase a unit with a reverse osmosis. Many of that's externally mounted. You'd mount the system under a sink and then run the product water to the cooler. Another type of cooler has the internal filtration, where the filtration is actually mounted inside of the cooler. Those units are typically a little bit more expensive, and the filters are often proprietary, meaning that you're sort of locked in with a particular manufacturer. We're going to talk here about the dually, which is probably the best all-purpose type of filter for the water cooler. And the dually basically consists of a two-stage housing, and you'll get the unit, and essentially it's a two-stage standard 10-inch filter. Actually, it's a 9 7/8" filter, and you'll get the install kit, which includes the elbows. They are not shipped installed because of breakage. You'll simply want to install the elbows per the instructions. There'll be mounting hardware, connection hardware, and it's very simple. Typically, the cooler is tied into an angle valve using an adapter similar to this. There's many things that you can buy locally. If you buy the kit, it includes an adapter. We'll have additional videos that go into detail that show how these things are installed. So again, coolers with filters, coolers without filters, and then coolers with filters, you have the choice of externally mounted systems or internally mounted systems. So when you're looking at an item, you can kind of decide with which one. Probably the most common is an externally mounted filter pack, such as the dually, which in this case is a 10 micron pre-filter, which is going to take out sediment, sand, bits of pipe flake, little bits of flecks of iron, and then we go typically into a 1 micron carbon block filter, which the specification for this particular unit, it's a lead rated filter, meaning that it's rated to remove lead as well as cryptosporidium and giardia. This is typically a 1 micron filter. For most city water supplies, primarily what it's going to do, it's going to take the chlorine taste and odor out of the water. So these are real good. If your water quality is highly mineralized, let's say over 125 parts per million total dissolved solids, you might want to consider reverse osmosis. There's some pros and cons on that. We'll look at that in an additional video. So thank you for looking. Hopefully you purchase. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me.